Welcome to Open House for Miss Martin and Mrs. Howard's fourth grade classroom. I'm Miss Suzanne Martin. My room is room 107. I have always wanted to be a teacher, and after 21 years of teaching, I still love it. I've taught kindergarten, first grade, second grade, fourth grade, and in the computer lab. I've done EIP and special ed inclusion. I love technology and integrating it into the daily class routine. And I want to encourage the kids to also love technology and using it during their class work and in other areas besides playing games. I like vacationing on the beach, reading science fiction books, eating, and going on nature walks. Also in our classroom, we have Miss Howard. She's in room 105 and 107 because she's working with fourth and fifth grade. So at different times of the day, she will be between those two rooms. She loves to travel. She's married. Her favorite color is purple. Her favorite subject is English language arts. She's originally from New York, and she's currently in graduate school. The enrichment teachers that your children will come in contact with are Miss Bonds. She teaches art. Dr. Joseph Brigham does the math lab. Coach Reginald Shields teaches PE. Dr. Yvette Moorhead Carter, she works in music. And they will sometimes have lessons that they will go to in the media center with Miss Carter. And then also we have our target teacher, Mrs. Jessica Jones. The announcement about phasing back to face-to-face schooling was made today. Right now, they are working on getting started with phase 1, which will begin on the Monday after they go out for fall break. So starting October the 5th, they will begin phase 1, which includes kindergarten through 5th grade students. Before they start that phase, they would like for parents to submit your choice whether you want this child to be face-to-face or continue with remote learning through Parent View. So you want to go into Parent View starting on Monday, September 7th at 8 o'clock in the morning. And you have until midnight on September the 20th to make that decision and put in your choice into Parent View. If you don't have access to Parent View, you would need to contact the assistant principal, Dr. Amy Ford, or the parent facilitator, Mrs. Annette Dangerfield Lewis, to get that information, and they can get you your login information you need for Parent View. If you need to find their contact information, you can always send me an email or contact me, Miss Martin, and I will get that information to you. The students will come back to be taught by their current teachers. So if they are in my class during the virtual learning, they will continue to be in my class when they come face-to-face. So face-to-face and remote learning students will remain in the same class, and they will receive the same instruction from the same teacher. When they go start their phasing back in, the schedule will look a little different than the regular school day. So same as they do with the virtual learning, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday will be with the classroom teacher, and Wednesday will be an instructional makeup day, and we'll talk about that during the time we talk about the class schedule. On those Wednesdays, they will be at home working on assignments and the different things that they are assigned for that Wednesday. They will not come into the school building. So the ones that choose to be face-to-face will not be on the building on Wednesdays. They will be at home continuing to do the lessons that they were assigned previously. They will come in Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, though. Here we have our daily schedule on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. This is the schedule that the students should follow. At 8 o'clock, they will log in. I try to get them to log in by at least 7:50, so that way they have the ability to get in. Sometimes the system gets a little clogged up about 8 o'clock, so I usually ask them to log in about 7:50 so that they are able to get in without a lot of problems. And we start at 8 o'clock regularly. So 8 o'clock, from 8:20, we work on the morning meeting, SEL, social emotional learning, and then we teach them skills and social skills and relationship skills, different things like that. Next, we go to the ELA block, which starts at 8:20. 8:20, we do whole group. In the whole group, we work on read alouds, modeling a new reading strategy, and our writing mini lesson, where we teach them a writing strategy that they would need to show us and understand. 9:05, we go to small groups. In the small group, they're going to work on those strategies that we talked about with reading and writing. And then we will go in and talk with them and practice things that that small group needs. 9:35 to 9:45, they're taking a break. They can get a snack, go get something to drink, stretch, just move away from the computer for a few minutes. We usually turn our cameras off and mute our microphones and just take a quick break and come back at 9:45 where we start our social studies, science, or health lesson. We're not doing all three at the same time. They're either going to be doing science, or they will be doing social studies or health. Depends on the concept and the content that we will be teaching that day or that week. From 10:15 to 10:45, they go to enrichment. That's where they go with the art, music, PE, or math lab teacher. Once they come back from enrichment, we work on our math lesson. And it has the same format as the reading lesson. We start in whole group. They work on the number talks, just learning to use that math language and speaking using the terms and vocabulary that they need to know to understand the math concepts. After we do the number talks, we go to our mini lesson where we teach new strategies and things that they can use within their math. The assessment is next, and it's not always going to be a test. The assessment is where we're watching the students work. They may play a game. They may just answer some quick questions for us to figure out if they really understand the concept that was taught that day. After they do that quick assessment, they will go into fluency or practicing, and they're practicing the concept that we taught. And then you go into small groups. They will continue to work, and we will go in and work with them on different strategies and things that they need in that small group. From 11:30 to 12, that's when they do the small group. Starting at 12, this is when they complete those assignments that they started on during the reading block, the writing block, the math block, social studies, science, or health block. They're going to take those skills that they started working on in those areas, and they are going to complete those assignments at the end of the day. So from 12 to 2:30, they're doing independent work. They're completing the assignments, finishing the work that they were assigned during the day, because they really don't have time to complete all of those strategies during the day when they're with us. So they stop when they get a good start on the assignment. They can stop and go back to it at this time at the end of the day. So we really would like to see them maybe take a break from 12 to 12:30 and get lunch, eat get them something to eat, something to drink, and then come back after 12:30 and continue those assignments, finish that work so that they can turn it in. All right, now this is the Wednesday schedule. The Wednesday schedule is a little different from the regular schedule on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. The Wednesday schedule is an instructional support day. This day can be used for different activities from 8 until 12 o'clock. And from 12 to 2:30, it still looks the same. They're going to take from 12 to 12:30 do lunch. 12:30 to 2:30, they're going to work on work that they have not completed during previous assignments. And then they have some standing assignments that they do every day. All right, so Wednesday can be used to complete assignments, do small group or differentiated instruction. individual instruction, counseling lessons with Mr. Mazier, media lesson with Miss Carter. They may have to come in and take an assessment with me or Miss Henderson, Howard, or Miss Arnold, the paraprofessional that works with us. Then we have, you can do parent conferences on that day, special ed or ESOL small groups, special events like virtual field trips, things like that that we may be able to get for the students to do. We'll do that on a Wednesday. The Wednesday schedule changes each week. So each week you will get a different schedule for them to follow on that Wednesday. And you will get it in advance. So it's not something where you're going to get the schedule Wednesday and expect to be in place on Wednesday. You'll get it before that day so that you know what is expected of your child for that Wednesday session. All right, now we want to talk about logging in for class. They're going to log in. If they have a county assigned device, they are going to use the CTLS student portal icon that's been installed on the desktop or on the main screen of the computer. If they're using their own personal device, they would go to the website ctlslearn.k12.org. Once they log in, once they get to that place and they're ready to log in, they're going to use their Cobb appointed email address and their 7-digit student ID number to log in. That will get them to the home page where they can start working within the program on their lessons and get into their classes. All right, to help them be more successful with virtual learning, it's a few things that we want to make sure they have access to. They need to make sure they have a desktop or a laptop computer. They can use tablets or iPads or cell phones, but it makes it a little harder for them to maneuver through and get to the different things that they need to get to. They are able to do it, but it's a little more difficult for them to do if they are on a tablet, iPad, or cell phone. They need internet access, a web camera for video conferencing. So when we are in class and we are working on different assignments, we need that webcam so that we can see your child and see if they're struggling with something or if they're getting frustrated, so we can kind of intervene to make sure that everything flows smoothly. They need to have access to their Cobb assigned email address from, you can get that from Parent View. If you go into Parent View and look that information up, they will tell you what the email address is for your child. They also need access to their student assigned 365, Office 365, their Clever account, and CTLS Learn accounts. And they know how to get to most of these places, and I'll show you how they're able to do it at the end of the session. They also need access to a digital camera, and it doesn't have to be an actual camera. It can be a cell phone, a tablet, something that they can use to take pictures, because some of the lessons requires them to go out and take a picture of something around the house or something outside to post into their assignment. So we just want to make sure they have access to something where they can use that to take pictures or videos. All right, so if you have any technical problems that may occur, you can let me know, Miss Martin, or you can let Miss Henderson Howard know. And we can get you either the answer that you need, or we can direct you to the person that would be able to answer that question for you. Right now, for the 4th grade supplies, we have a brief supply list that we need the students to have access to. Now, we have a bag that they gave out during Sneak a Peek, and if you were not able to come and pick that bag up, it's still there. So if you let me know that you need the bag of material that you see here on the screen, I can get that bag and put it in the office for you, and you can be able to pick it up and have it there for your child to use during the class sessions. Also, we want to ask that you pick up a few supplies for the students. Also, headphones, preferably with a microphone. If they don't have a microphone, that's fine. If they already have headphones at the house, don't go buy any more. Just use those to help clear out distractions, so they won't have so many distractions. They have those headphones to keep them focused on the lesson. Also, pencils, 4-pack of highlighters, different color highlighters, and paper for them to write on to kind of help with math problems and things like that. It doesn't matter if it's notebook paper. It can be white copy paper. It doesn't matter. It's just paper that they can use for scratch paper and to take notes or to jot down different things on. All right, during the sessions, the students are expected to check for lessons and assignments daily, complete and submit all lessons in a timely manner, and they're having a little trouble getting the assignments in on time. I just want you to encourage them to turn in the assignments, get the work done, because these assignments, they will be graded on them, and those grades will go on their report card. So we want to make sure that they're completing the assignments that they're given in class each day. Use the afternoon independent work time wisely. So from 12 to 2:30, and I kind of gave you a suggested schedule. They don't have to go by the letter. They just need to make sure that they do those things. So from 12 to 12:30, kind of let that be a lunchtime, a quick break. And then from 12:30 to 2:30, they should work on those assignments that they have to have turned in. Fully participate in group assignments. Attend all virtual meetings as scheduled by the instructor. So that's Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday with the whole class. And then that Wednesday schedule, they need to make sure they follow it and come to those meetings that they are required to come to. Contact the instructor if any additional assistance is needed to successfully complete activities. So if they're doing some work and they're having a hard time, please give me a call and let me know so that I can kind of work with them through it. They shouldn't be constantly trying to get you to help them. That's what I'm here for. So I want to make sure that they know to come to me and get what they need done. All right, follow all behavior expectations and norms outlined for the class, and prepare for testing situations so there are minimal interruptions. So if they know that they're taking a test, I want to make sure they're in a place where they're not distracted. They don't have a lot going on. I know it's impossible to get to a completely silent place with other people in the home, but you just want to make sure they're somewhere where they won't have too many distractions. And not plagiarize the work and turn it in as their own. They want to make sure the work that they're turning in is work that they actually completed themselves. How can you help as a parent? Serve as their learning coach. And the learning coach pretty much just checks in to make sure that work is being done. Make sure they're on task, paying attention, following directions. It's not really a lot that you need to do. Occasionally assist them with something, like if they have a lot of trouble getting something turned in, or if they're struggling trying to get to the apps or the information they need to get to, then you would assist them with that. But the majority of the work should be done by the teacher and the student. So that's where the most of the work should be coming from. Speak with the teachers regularly and enforce study habits with the students. Make sure they are following the required study habit list. We want to make sure they are in the virtual sessions. We want to make sure they're completing the work. We're going to make sure that they are doing those assignments on Wednesday, coming to the meetings that they need to come to on that Wednesday date. Set the rules, ensure work is done, and create a distraction-free home learning environment. Headphones with microphones are encouraged. And like I said, the headphones are just to keep them focused and so they can pay attention to what's going on in class. And sometimes they get distracted by the smaller things. It doesn't even have to be a lot of noise, but just something to keep them focused and paying attention to what's going on their screen. If you have headphones and they don't have a microphone, that is okay. Use the headphones that you have. Encourage your child to be more independent. Know that they may struggle with some content, but allow them that time and space to figure things out on their own when possible. They're going to struggle. That is fine. It's part of the learning process. But don't let them get completely frustrated with it. That's when you let me know that it's something going on and we need to go over some things a little more on that concept. But they will struggle. And I know it's nature. Parents want to come in and help their child out and help them get through and fix things for them. But I want them to kind of know how to fix things for themselves and learn how to be problem solvers and learn to manage their own things. Help your child maintain a positive attitude about school and help them stay connected to their teacher. They have access to an email address in their Office 365 account, and they can send me emails. I'm actually the only person they can email through that account. So they can send me emails if they feel like they need to contact me. They don't have to wait on you to do it. They can do that and just encourage them to speak up for themselves and send me a message and let me know that there's something that they need to talk to me about. Ensure that I am aware of your child's challenges and request one-on-one support for them if necessary. If they need that support, let me know and I'll make sure that we get what they need to learn the concepts that we're teaching. Student communication expectations within the learning environment. While they are online with us, we have expectations that they need to follow, and we go over these expectations with them. So if you hear something or we send a message, it's because of these expectations that the students know they need to follow and they are not following them. So they're expected to show respect to everyone in the learning community, use kind words when communicating with others in a community, reply to communication from the instructor promptly. And usually when I put messages on their work or send little notes in the chat box or something, they kind of reply right back whenever I'm trying to communicate with them. So I really don't have a problem with them communicating. They have that covered. Reply to communication from classmates within one day. And that's usually when they're doing group work or something of that sort. That would be the only time that they would need to reply to each other. Read their writing several times before posting it. A lot of them have trouble spelling out some words or working on certain concepts. So we want to make sure that they read what they're posting before they post it and know what they're writing before they put it in. They may make mistakes, and we want to make sure that they don't do that. We want to encourage them to pay attention to what they're writing. And refrain from using abbreviations or acronyms when communicating in class. They like to use things like TTYL and those things, but I want them to use full sentences. I call that text talk. So they're using text talk in the classroom. So they need to make sure that they are writing out full sentences. They are really paying attention to what they're writing and writing the full word out. All right, student communication expectations during the virtual meeting. So while we're in class and actually meeting together, they will always be on time to the scheduled meetings. They will dress appropriate for class. And I mean, they don't have to be dressed up. They just need to be dressed appropriately and ready to work when they log in. Actively participate in course meetings during the lesson. They need the cameras on. They need to have their eyes on the screen, sitting up straight, paying attention, and not laying down in the bed or laying on the sofa. We want them sitting up and focused on their lesson for that day. Be prepared to work. Those supplies that we were saying that they need to have them nearby so that we don't have to wait on them to go and get paper or go and get pencils and different things like that. Everything they need should be there near their workstation so that they can have it when it's time for them to use it. They need to use the mute button when they're not speaking. And I talk to them about that a lot because they like to hear themselves talk. They like to be talking with me. So we're working on that. But right now, I'm encouraging them to use the mute button, and then when they need to talk, they raise their hand so that I can unmute them, and they can say what they need to say then. So they are allowed to communicate, but not so much while we're supposed to be doing lessons. Speak clearly into the microphone when asked to talk, and most of them do that, so we really don't have an issue with that. Use the chat box to ask appropriate questions and or comments. Off-task conversation with peers is discouraged. I've changed the chat box so that they can only chat with me. And they weren't doing anything wrong or bad. It was more, they were talking during lessons and they were having side conversations in the chat box. So I turned that part off, and they can only chat with me if they want to answer a question, or if they want to ask a question or trying to get my attention. They can put it in the chat box and I will get the message. And raise their virtual hand to get the attention of the person speaking. So a lot of times they raise their hand, physically raise their hand, but we want to try to encourage them to use those icons and things on the screen, because it gets the attention of the person speaking a little faster when they use the icons and the things on the screen. The grading system is the basic grading system for Cobb County. A is 90 to 100, B 80 to 89, 74 to 79 is a C, 70 to 73 is a D, and anything below 70 is an F. Anything 70 above is considered passing. They will get extra credit assignments and things that will help to keep their grade up. We're not going to just go on test scores. We're doing different classroom assignments. That's why I want you to encourage them to turn in that work that they're supposed to be doing from that 12:30 to 2:30 time, so that they can use those grades in the grade book to bring up their grades in the class, or keep up their grades in the class, whichever way it needs to go. All right, these are links that you all will need for the year. So the class blog, that's where students go. They can get information. They can watch videos on instructions on how to do things. I'm going to start posting their assignments there every day when they get offline, because sometimes they forget what they're supposed to finish and what they're supposed to do. So they need to go to the class blog to get that information. Also, I want to show you how to get to CTLS Learn, CTLS Parent, CTLS Support. All of those things are on the Cobb County website, and I'll walk you through getting to that place so that you can see those things on the website and see how to get to those things on the website. So you have Parent View. That's where you'll go and put in your choice for virtual learning or face-to-face starting Monday, September the 7th. You're going to put in that vote on Parent View. They can get access to Office 365, which has Word, Excel, OneNote, Outlook, which is where the email address is, those programs like that. And then they get support Office 365 on that same website. So I will walk you through getting to these sites and seeing where you need to go to get access to them. Okay, first I want to show you how to get to those links on the Cobb County website. So you're going to first go to the Cobb, COBBK12.org. You're going to go here to the menu bar on the left side. So I'll click on those three lines where it says menu. And I'm going to go down to parents and students. I will click here. Once that changes and give me the new list, I go to sign in. And then they give you all the links for those different sites that I was speaking of during the PowerPoint. You have CTLS Learn, CTLS Parent, CTLS Support. So Learn is for the students. That's where they log in every day for class. Parent is a resource for you to use to communicate with the teacher. You can get messages from the school, from the principal, the superintendent. All of Cobb communication will come through CTLS Parent. So that's kind of an easier way for you to make sure you get all the information that you need for your child. CTLS Support is a site where you go to troubleshoot, try to find out how you can correct problems and get things straightened out concerning problems that you may have with CTLS Learn or CTLS Parent. Next resource is Office 365. That's for the students. That's where they will go to get to the different resources that they have available for the students. And then the next one is Office 365 Support. And that's just where they are going to answer questions, figure out how to use different things in their Office 365. Naviance, they will use that one often. That's Clever. So if they want to use the Clever account, they can click here on Naviance. And then this is your parent view link that we were speaking of during the PowerPoint about putting in your choice for virtual school or face-to-face. Starting September the 7th, you can go here to put in your vote. If you're not able to log in, that's when you need to contact either Dr. Amy Ford, the assistant principal, or Miss Annette Dangerfield Lewis, our parent facilitator at Riverside. Okay, and then you have Student View. These are all resources that the students or you would need access to, and it's right here on the Cobb County page. Now, one thing with Naviance, when they're going to Clever, if you click the link here, it will sometimes take you to a page and give you an error message. And it's fine if you get that error message. Just click Go to Portal, and then it'll take you here to this page, and that's when they put the Cobb appointed email address and their student ID number in, and it will log them in to the Clever account. And there's the error message. So just click here, Go to Portal, and it takes you to Clever. That's where they will get all the links for the different websites that we work with in class. So it's a lot of different ones that we use, and they know how to get to most of them. So it's just kind of there in one place for them. So they don't have to search and go keep typing in information in the search bar. All right, now the other one that we talked about was Office 365. If they click here, it takes them to that same Cobb County sign-in page, and they're going to use the email address and the student ID number, or the lunch number that they call it most times, to log into that site. And then the resources that they would need will be here at the top. It lists, they have Outlook. That's where they will have access to that email address, that email account that I said that they could email me from. They also have OneDrive. It's just a place to save information and save documents. The next one is Word, Excel, PowerPoint, OneNote. So all of these are within that Microsoft Office platform. So they have access to all of those on that Office 365. Now we do a lot of work with OneNote. So if they go here where it says OneNote, and they're going to choose the one that says Martin's 4th grade notebook. If it doesn't come up on the first page, they just need to go here where it says class notebooks. And then they're going to select Martin's 4th grade notebook. I'm sure they won't have as many as I have here, but they want to mainly select their 4th grade notebook for my classroom. Once they get there, they will look for their name on the side. Now they will have these top 3 icons, and then they will have the icon with their name. Once they click their name, they have the different journals for the different subjects. So each journal they click on has a space for the anchor charts, which kind of is just information helping them remember what we talked about. They will have a link for assignments. They have a link for, depending on the subject, assessments. The poetry journal is only for reading. So different areas have different things. So if it's a reading assignment they need to do, if it's anything involving reading, they're going to go to this reading tab. If it's anything with writing, they're going to go here to the writing tab. They have anchor charts, assignments, and writer's workshop. They write here every day. The next one is the math journal. The math journal has the anchor charts and assignments. So each one, depending on what they're doing, it has a link for them to go to. All right, the last thing I want to show you is the class blog that I spoke of. So if you go to www.cobblearning.net /fantabulous fourth grade, FANTABULOUSFOURTHGRADE, and it's another /. That's the blog page that the students will go to. So it's here for the fourth grade. They're going to go, they have the home tab, the tab telling your class schedule for the day, for the sessions, all the information I gave you in the PowerPoint. They have an assignments tab. That's where we will put the daily assignments so that they don't forget what they're supposed to do. Directional videos. This is where they will go and see the different videos that they need to get to. And I'll add to this on a regular basis, so they will be able to go there and get the resources that they need. And most of the information here will be updated regularly. So like the home page, it doesn't need to be updated regularly, but yes, most information will be updated on a regular basis, and they should check it every day to make sure they understand and can access the assignments that they need to turn in. And that is all that I wanted to show you all today, and make sure you had access to and understood what the expectations were for your child. And if you need to contact myself or Miss Henderson Howard, this is our contact information here. So you can give us a call at the school or on the cell phone. And then we have our email addresses here also. And you can also send messages through the CTLS Parent app. So then when you go in and log into that CTLS Parent, you can also use that to send messages. So it's up to you. Choose your method, and we will be glad to get with you and help you out with whatever you need. All right. Thank you for watching, and hope you have a great day.